In 1950, Sub-Saharan Africa had 1/3 as many people as Europe. By 2050, this African population will be triple the size of Europe's.
Rapid population growth poses a real challenge to nations. It taxes their educational system, their infrastructures, their health system. So as a whole, it becomes a heavy burden on an economy and a governmental system that is not strong enough.
And what does it mean for these countries? It means falling per capita incomes. It means deteriorating social services, and it means conflict. And these will create tremendous pressures to immigrate.
Africa's population pressures will not just create economic refugees, but environmental ones as well. To meet rising demands for food, fuel, and shelter, the continent's forests are disappearing at the fastest rate in the world. As countries struggle to obtain a decent standard of living, natural environments are increasingly strained. The degradation not only threatens Africa's unique wildlife, but creates hardships for people who live off the land.
Roughly 1/3 of the people in the world still earn their living not on a job, but by growing things or catching them or picking them up off the ground. So if those ecosystems go down, those people are in very bad shape. And so that's the real risk, is that we're going to degrade ecosystems past the point where they can sustain life as we know it.
Many African states have now embraced family planning. One of the oldest and most successful programs is in Kenya. In the 70s and 80s, this East African nation was the poster child for runaway growth. But 2 decades of family planning cut fertility from around 7 to 4 children per woman.
The number of children per woman has dropped dramatically, partly as a result of their individual choices and partly because people have fought to provide reproductive health services to make it possible for them.
According to demographic models, Kenya's falling fertility places it on the threshold of a profound transition. All countries start in stage 1, where high death rates from disease make high birth rates a necessity to keep a population from being decimated.
But then, as modernization begins, the death rate falls, but the birth rate does not. And so you have a large excess of births over deaths and the so-called population explosion.
The challenge for every country is to pass rapidly through this second stage and bring birth rates back into balance with death rates, allowing the population to stabilize.
Because if countries can't get through that stage quickly, then the pressures of population growth may begin to undermine their prospects of breaking out. And if they don't break out, then the chances are that eventually things will start breaking down.